No, I can't take the silence.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sangam here. As usual, this is my third episode of EarthTribe podcast. This time I want to talk about Croatia, my recent trip, my recent adventure. It's nice to come in front of you guys and talk about my trips. It might be helping some of you guys, it might be entertaining some of you guys. But for me, maybe after some years or some months, I'll look back at my trips. It might feel a lot good, because when I look at my trips in India till now, I've traveled through a lot of places in India, and I feel that, wow, that's so nice. So this time I traveled to Croatia. Croatia is one of the most beautiful places I have been to till now. If you are a swimmer, if you like to swim, please plan a trip to Croatia now. Like, you guys will enjoy. Those who really love swimming, they will enjoy Croatia. Even one of my friend had been to Albania. Even he was saying that Albania is good if you are into swimming, if you want to swim in the seas, right? It's a nice place to go. And not just swimming, I had been to some places which are national parks, and it's one of the beautiful national parks I've seen till now. Yep, let me head straight into the trip. Before going to Croatia, as in Zadar, which I have been to, you guys need to do 2 to 3 steps of preparations. First thing, you need to be fit enough to roam around, to be on a boat. Make sure that you're not seasick. It's better if you're going on a bike ride, a boat ride or something. Second thing, you need to have an app called Get Your Guide, where you would have already booked the activities which you are gonna do in Zadar, or anywhere, wherever you go. I normally have this app called Get Your Guide. In whichever place I go, it will help me to know what are the activities going on in that place, and it helps me plan my day in that way. So once you have Get Your Guide for Zadar, I had booked 2 activities inside Zadar. I'll let you know. First and second day is completely about those trips. So the third day, you got to do one more thing. It's called Walkative. I think it's called spiritguru.com or something, where you can book a free tour, as in the city tour. It's called Welcome to Zadar. The funny thing is, I took Welcome to Zadar the day I was coming back from Zadar. So better go for a Welcome to Zadar walking tour on the first day, so that you know a bit of history about Zadar. Zadar was ruled by the Roman Empire, and then the Byzantine Empire was there, and Ottomans didn't conquer Zadar, if I'm not wrong. That's how it is. And Zadar was attacked during World Wars, and it was completely destroyed. It has a lot of history. You guys can read through it, or you can even hear about the history of Zadar in Welcome to Zadar Walkative Tour. It's called Walkative Tours or something, so you can just book it there if that helps you guys out. Yep. First thing for me, the flight to Zadar was at midnight. Midnight is actually very scary to travel, because you won't get public transport. You will be at a place where you might get scammed, because it's late at night. And in Europe, most of the hotels stop their check-in by 11 p.m. If you're reaching by 12:30 or 1 o'clock, they won't accept your check-ins unless you have already informed them, you have called them and you have pleaded with them that you will be there at midnight. There's no other choice. They will not accept you to be checking in somewhere to their hostel or hotel late at night. Maybe it might be some security reasons or anything. I have no idea. You guys can negotiate. For me, the flight was at midnight, and I thought there won't be any hotels or hostels I could check in. That was a bit scary at first when I started planning. There was no other flight for me to go to Zadar with other than the midnight flight. On top, my flight got delayed by 1 hour, so I left my home place, as in the place where I'm coming from, at 10:45 or something. My flight was at 11:30, and by the time I reached there, it was like 12:30, 12:45, and I was shit scared that okay, I'll be scammed now. Like I'd given up on my wallet already. Whenever I go on a trip, I'll think about this, like okay, this month I'm going on this trip, I'll be broke for the rest of the month. And it was quite funny for me. Once I reached Zadar, it was at 1 o'clock or something. I was coming out of the flight from the arrivals in airport. I went out and I was like, okay, let me see what are my options. And I knew that there was a bus stop nearby, as in just when you go out of the airport or towards the right side, there is a bus terminal where you get the buses from airport to Zadar, main city. The old city is called main city. So then I thought, okay, this time I don't think there'll be buses, but let me hope I get a better taxi. Then I went out of the arrivals gate and I see, okay, there is one bus, last bus standing at 1:30, 1:15 or something, and they departed airport by 1:30. So that was my last bus, and by the time I was reaching the hostel, it was almost 2 o'clock, of 25 minutes ride. Second phase where I took the risk is I had told the hostel guys that I'll be late. Please make sure that I can check in. I had asked him a lot, and I go there. I go to the hostel, and I met a French guy who he came in a late night flight, and he was also trying to check in, and we were quite sure that they won't let us check in because it was quite late. There'll be nobody in the reception, right? Everybody needs to sleep, everybody needs to rest. So I went there and I was like, okay, fine, they're resting, fine, let's see, like if they have somebody there in the reception, I will try to just check in and get in and sleep for the day. That's it. So that was the only hostel which had this check-in till 12 o'clock. So my flight at the first was scheduled to be reaching by 11:30, and I would be reaching the hostel by 12 o'clock. That's the reason I told them I might be late by 15 minutes or something, and I was late by 1 hour, now 2 o'clock or something. Then I went in and I was like, is there anybody in the reception? There's nobody in the reception. Okay, and the French guy behind me is like, okay, we need to sit down here for the rest of the night. And I was like, no, we'll find a way. And there was a guy in the first floor. I could hear the noises of the television, the switched on television, and something was coming out of the television. And I told my friend, like, okay, dude, I'll go check out who's out there watching some television. If they can help us out, it'll be better because we've already booked the room, right? I had booked the room only for one day, as in one night, just to sleep there because my friend Mihal had recommended me with a very good hostel which was booked for the next day. I just had to sleep there, get out in the morning. That was the whole plan. So I went to the first floor and I see a very old guy. He is sitting in his chair and the television is on and he's sleeping. I was like, okay, should I wake him up or should I just leave? Then I got all my courage. All right, I was like completely strong from inside, and even if he scolds me, it's okay. But I just need a place to sleep. So I started knocking on the door. The door was open, but I was still making that sound to open the door. Uh, and I was like, okay, sir. I was knocking like 4 minutes, 3 4 minutes continuous, and he didn't wake up. Then I went in and I nudged his chair, and he woke up. He was like, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I was like, "No, we need to check in." And he was like, "Oh, you need to check in. Oh, fine, fine, fine." I was asleep. I thought you guys will be here by 1 o'clock at least. And then I'm like, okay, no, the flight got delayed, and it happens that to Zadar all flights get delayed, like every time it seems. So and he came down to the reception. He was like a very friendly guy, very friendly guy. He helped me, check in. He showed me the place where I'm gonna sleep, and he left. And it's very hot, and on top I was wearing a black trousers. So it's quite recommended if you're going during summer, maybe June, July, August. Better carry some shorts or something so that you won't feel the heat within your body. I was sweating throughout, so better have something which is light so that you won't feel the heat, and you'll be happy to roam around even at night. So I removed my trousers and I started wearing shorts, and I slept for the rest of the day. I had to wake up early because as I was telling you, in the app Get Your Guide, I had booked my first activity, which happens to be a one-day trip to Plitvice Lakes. It's a national park, very beautiful national park, one of the most beautiful places in Zadar. It is actually recognized worldwide as one of I think it's some UNESCO heritage or something. If you guys are planning, please do a research. It's very nice. Once I got up, when you book something on Get Your Guide, you get a booking ID and a place you need to be at a particular time. So I knew that the hostel where I was staying, it was like 15 minutes walk from my hostel to that place where I had to reach. So I woke up early in the morning, and I left by 7:30 or something, and I had to reach there by 8 o'clock. So it was like 15 minutes walk. I was looking around Zadar. The first day, right? Normally I have this habit of traveling around the city at night time, but I didn't do that. I didn't take the risk. It's a bad thing. Don't do it, guys. Not every place is safe. I do it because I have this habit of roaming around the cities at night, and it's like I feel like I'm Batman. So don't do it. It's not safe. But I didn't do it that day because I had to wake up early the next day. If I had no activities planned for the next day, the day I came would be like, okay, I'll roam around the city, I'll see what happens, and in the morning I'll try to check in the hotel, in the next hotel where I'll be, hostel or hotel, wherever I'm going. So it was quite fun. I slept for the whole night, and the next day I had to wake up early, and I had to go to this spot where there will be a bus, and you give them the booking ID and your name, and they will mark your name, as well as they'll take like 30 euros or something as the fee to enter the Plitvice National Park. This is I don't know if it's legal or something. Either you can buy the ticket by yourself. I have no idea, but they do give that option. So for me, I had booked this trip from Zadar to Plitvice National Park like 1 month back, and had no discount, and then I cancelled it because every time within a month, if you are booking some activity within a month, it only happens within a month. Like if I'm planning an activity in July, if I book something in July, I will get discount. But if I am booking an activity in June, I won't get any discount. So it's like that. So better you, if you want some discounts or something, better book some activities or to the place you're going within a month, so that it will be cheaper for you. And yeah, I reached that spot and I gave them the entry fee money, and they were like, okay, sit down now, get inside the bus. And I went inside the bus, was sitting, and it was a 4-hour drive, and I really love solo traveling because I get to meet friends. So in the 4-hour travel, they will, after 2 hours, they'll actually stop, they'll give a pit stop kind of thing for 15 minutes. And I met a fellow traveler, his name is Gian. Hi Gian, if you're watching. So Gian became a very good friend of mine. Even he was solo traveling. Apparently it was his first time. So he really did enjoy his alone time, and I was like, I was trying to bug him out a lot. I was like, oh dude, click a picture of this, click a picture of that, I'll click a picture of mine. And he is a very good friend of mine now. He's from Germany. He was a very silent guy. He had his camera and he was clicking pictures, and I was like, dude, which camera is it, what do you do, like, and we became friends. And in the pit stop, they had this hotel kind of thing where we could go in and we could use the restroom, and we can even eat something if we wanted. But I was not okay to eat, because while traveling I prefer not to eat much. It just triggers my travel sickness. So when I went in, I saw this bear fur, as in a bear would be killed somewhere 50 years ago, and they would remove the skin of it and they'll put it on some dolls or something, right? I don't know what it's called, mannequins of animals. There were bears, there were wolves, there were different animals. It was like very hard to watch, but it is still the whole animal kingdom. They are trying to replicate within a hotel, right? So it was nice, and I was telling Gian, if you want, you can go there and click a picture of that, and it's fine. And then after 15 minutes we came back to the bus, and another 2 hours travel. I was quite tired and I slept for most of the time, but the view from the bus was much better, very good. You get to see a lot of bridges, a lot of mountains. You have to cross the mountain from Zadar to reach the national park, Plitvice Lakes. So once you reach Plitvice, the driver will give you the tickets to enter into the Plitvice National Park. You can go in. Once you go in, you get an option to what is it called? There are 3 routes, E, H, K, and you can choose which route you are going to be in, so that you will have to adjust your time and the time of return, everything. So we reached there at 11 o'clock, and our driver, he said that you need to be back by 3:30 or something. And we thought, okay, we have like 4 hours, 4.5 hours, so what do we do? Then there was this H route which had this option of 4 to 6 hours, where we would be taken on a electric bus which looks like a train apparently, on the road. We sit inside the whole compartment, and they take us to a point, and we can go around the point. We can walk till spot B, and at spot B you will get a boat. You can take the boat, you can go to spot C. From spot C you can go to spot D via walk. You can explore the place, and at spot D you will again get the electric bus which will direct you to the start point, which is apparently the end point of the whole trip. So this is like 4 to 6 hours of the day, and we were like, okay, we'll go for the hitch. And Gian and me, we became very good friends by then. We were talking about how life is in my country, how is it in Europe, how is it in Germany, what are the things going wrong, what are the things happening. And yeah, it was like a guy's talk kind of thing. Yeah, it was nice meeting Gian, and we were like, okay, we'll start exploring together. Anyways, he was solo traveling, and we're like, okay, fine. And we went to this first point, as in we took the H route, and we got into the bus, and the bus dropped us at point 1. From point 1 we could actually go to the peak, click a picture of how the whole lakes will look like. All right, the lakes are beautiful, very beautiful. There are 10 lakes. Apparently there are 10 lakes, which was mentioned on the boards. Every lake has different depths. Every lake has some waterfalls, one or the other waterfalls, and the biggest waterfall in Croatia is in Plitvice Lake. It comes somewhere near the Plitvice Lake. So okay, then we have 10 lakes to cover, so we'll start walking. And we went to the highest peak from one route, and we were like, okay, we'll take some pictures, it looks good. Maybe we won't get this view later, we'll try to make the most of it. And we started clicking pictures, and later I was reading the maps. All right, I had a map of Plitvice Lake in my hand, and I was like, okay, we are here, we are going here. Okay, then we'll go down, we'll take this route. And we came down, and just like 100 meters from there we saw one more road to the left, and I was like, okay, we can go to this place and we can cover. We have a lot of time. And then we went further, and we took a left turn, and we started walking. We climbed another peak, which directed us to the previous peak. And we were like, okay, we saw this peak already, why are we even here? We are back here, like, oh, this is so hard. And we came down again, and I made my friend walk a lot for the second time. I was like, oh no, this is so bad. I feel bad about myself. And then they were like, okay, we started continuing our journey besides the lake. So Plitvice Lakes has this special, I won't call it special, but a very beautiful pathway where you can walk besides the lake. The lake comes to one side, and you can walk on the other side with a very good view of the lake, and also the cliff which is adjoining the lake. Once you are walking around and seeing all the lakes, you will also see a lot of waterfalls where water is falling into the lake from the upper lakes to the lower lakes. That is actually making the whole Plitvice Lake much more beautiful. So once we were walking around, we saw the marshes. We were like, okay, and there was this board saying that every year 1 centimeter change will be there because of erosion and all the marshes growing. It's quite a spectacle to eye kind of thing. It's very nice. If you're going there, you will see lakes which are deep blue, very nice. And maybe I'll be posting pictures on this side if you are actually watching. The lakes were very beautiful. We started clicking a lot of pictures. We have a lot of pictures there, and we were like, okay, the water is very cold. We even touched the water, and we really didn't want to swim because it is restricted to swim there. So we are not supposed to swim in Plitvice Lake. Maybe like 10 years back it was allowed, it seems, but not now. So now we started going. We reached point B, and from point B we took a boat. After a long walk twice to the peak and coming back, this boat ride was much more calmer. It was like, okay, we can rest for some time, and maybe it was like 20 minutes of boat ride to point C. Once we reached point C, we started walking again, and we saw the biggest waterfall in Croatia. It's called some slip or something, some slip. Maybe I'll post a picture of the waterfall here. And on the board I saw how it looks in summer, how it looks in winter. And since I was in summer, everything was like green, and the water was flowing through. In winter, it happens that everything will be frozen, even the waterfalls will be frozen. So it's a very nice thing to see the whole country when it is in summer and once in winter, so that you get a whole perspective of what are the weather conditions in different countries, right? Once we went to the waterfalls, we were like, okay, it's good. We have seen everything now, and we started our journey to point C, where the buses would be there and we can take it back. So we reached point C and there were no buses. So I was a bit, scared, because if we missed the bus, it was already 2:30 or 2:45. If we don't have any bus now, and our bus, which will go back to Zadar, which is our travel destination, we will miss that bus. And maybe like we waited for 12 minutes, and we got the bus, and we took the bus, and we were like, okay, we'll go back. By the time we reached the bus stop, as in where we had to go take the bus back to Zadar, it was like 3:15, and I thought the bus driver would scold us because we are late. But we were the last ones to come. Even though we were last ones to come back, we were not in any bad position, because we were like 5 minutes or 10 minutes early to that stop. So it was nice. Once we reached the bus, again 4 hours travel back, and we are like, okay, fine, we'll travel back. And we reached Zadar again by around 7 o'clock, something, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7:30, something like that. And I told Jian that I need to check in to my next hotel, because my previous hotel I stayed there for only 1 day, but my friend had recommended this hostel, which is much better than rest of the hostels in Zadar. And he said, oh, that's fine, I'll accompany you, it's okay. Like, if my hostel is on the other side and it's quite far, if I go back I can't come back, So I said, okay, that's fine then. And I went back to the hostel, checked in, freshen up, and I meet another guy, Caesar. Crazy guy, the most fun guy I have ever met in my trips. The guy who can do a mono acting of any character from Peaky Blinders. He's a UK guy, so he's a British guy. He was quite fun. We went out later and we had our food. Like, we three of us were talking about what are the things happening. And Caesar, apparently his name. Hey Caesar, if you're watching. So Caesar was like, he had been to a festival and he was telling about all his adventures in the festival, music festival. So it was quite fun. The whole evening was completely filled with laughter, stories, discussions about all the good things, bad things in the world, and also mono acting of Caesar of Alfie Solomons. If you're following me on Instagram, you would have seen the story of of Caesar enacting Alfie Solomons. It was nice. Maybe it's still on my highlights, Croatian highlights. If you guys want, you can go to my Instagram channel and you can see what he did of Alfie Solomons. What is the dialogue he was enacting of Alfie Solomons. So we had food, and I told them that I need to get up early tomorrow. My activity is planned for the next day. I can't do a night out or something. And it was quite late, and they were like, "Oh, come on, dude, you are killing the party." And I get it, but I had my the day planned, right? I can't miss. It was already booked. So we're like, okay, fine. I went back, and Caesar and me, we stayed in the same hostel. And Gian, I said, bye, Gian. I don't think I'll be meeting you tomorrow because my activity would be the complete day activity, and his flight was in the evening. So that's fine. That's fine. And I said, bye, Gian. It was nice meeting you. Maybe whenever whenever I'm coming to Germany, I'll catch up with you. And yeah, bro, what's up? So yeah, then I went back to the hostel and slept for a long time. And next day morning, I got up, and again the boat. This time it's a boat ride. It was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got up in the morning and freshened myself up and took the this hostel happens to be very closer to the next destination where I need to go to. So it was like 5 minutes of walk or something. It was very close. So I walked to that place, and there was this boat. I took that boat, and before I left, I said, Caesar, I'll meet you in the evening. But he said even his bus is in the evening, and he'll be checking out that day. So his flight is in the evening, and he'll be checking out that day. And and I was like, okay, Caesar, we'll meet whenever I'm in England or something. And we said bye bye, tata. And I went to the boat, and the cruise ride is very good. I went in, I showed my booking ID again, and all the whole official part was done. And I went into the boat. I sat there. I was enjoying the whole thing, the whole vibe of cruise ride. And one of the sailors said that there'll be dolphins. If you're lucky enough, you can watch dolphins. And that's fine. Like we'll see how our luck is. And we were like, okay, we started our journey. It was a 4-hour ride to Kornati National Park. Kornati National Park is another national park in Zadar. It's a set of islands which is completely in between the sea, which is around Zadar. So you need to take a boat ride from Zadar, like it's like 4 hours. You can see the islands. There's no human settlement, is what I've heard. There might be very little number of people, like maybe there's forest rangers, national park rangers kind of thing. Nothing commercial, nothing happens there. Yeah, there is one hotel there. I don't think they stay. They come back to Zadar mainland in the morning or something, in the evening after everything. We went to Kornati National Park, and they said that we have like 1.5 hour time. You can go to the peak, look at the whole island, the view from the peak, the islands, and also we can go to the beach, which is adjacent to the peak. It's very nice. I do recommend not missing Kornati National Park. You can go to the peak and see all the hills, the islands with the hills, and you can see the hills covered by blue water all around. It's straight out of movies, the kind of feeling. It's nice. It's nice. And once I was at the peak, I had a very good view of the whole thing. I came down. I saw the beach, and everybody was swimming and everybody was sunbathing. And I thought, okay, let me also have a swim. It's nice. And I swam a lot. And then after 1 hour 15 minutes or something, we came back to the boat, the cruise. In the cruise, they actually give us food, the lunch. They have this vegetarian option too if you're a vegetarian. I had this pasta and salad. It was nice. And one funny thing about the cruise is they give us this sandwich kind of thing, bun sandwich kind of thing. If you are not eating the full bun sandwich, and if you're thinking of throwing it away, don't throw. Keep the bun with you, because seagulls will fly around the whole cruise, and you can give the seagulls the bread pieces, the breadcrumbs, and they try to snatch it from your hands. And it's one of the cutest feeling you feel when you do that, when you give a bird the food directly from your hand and the bird is flying, right? It feels very good. So I did all those stupid things, and nobody will scold you. You can still do anything. Yeah. But yeah, after Kornati National Park, it was a 1 hour boat ride to the next national park. It was called Telšiška National Park. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, do correct me in the comment, guys. I'm okay with it. So in the Telšiška National Park, I went to the beach. Even there's a beach if you want to swim in the warm waters of Adriatic Sea. You can actually swim. You can go around the island. Even that's an island. They were saying that there might be some donkeys there. Like there's a lot of donkeys in the island, and if you are lucky enough, you can even find donkeys there. And I swam there for 1 hour or something, and I was resting for another half an hour, and again I went back to the cruise, and I got the cruise back. And coming back, it was a 4 hour boat ride, cruise ride, where they actually showed an island where some years back it was on fire, and there were firefighters who went there to subdue the fire, and they got consumed in fire. And there is this cross markings just to remember them, remember their lives, right? Like they did something great, try to rescue the whole national park, and they gave up their life. And you can even find that. And we did see some dolphins on the way. Dolphins are so nice, actually. The way they spring from water and they go into the water. I couldn't make a video of the dolphins though, but it's nice. Like you can actually go there and really witness the whole beauty of dolphins on the boat. After I reached Zadar mainland, I was completely tired, and I thought, okay, let me sleep. And that day it was Euros happening, and Ronaldo was playing. Portugal was playing. I think it was Portugal versus England or something. Okay, let me just watch the scores, know the scores, and let me chill out. I'll just sleep. I'm completely tired, and I went to my bunker and I was sleeping. And then out of the blue, Caesar calls me on Instagram and says, dude, my flight got delayed. I don't have a place to stay now. My whole night, my flight is in the early morning next day. Right now it is 11 o'clock, and I don't know if I can find anything. Can you help me out? I like, okay, fine. I have my hostel ID. You can just come to the hostel. I'll just swipe in, and you can come in, and you can see if any bunker is free. You can sleep for some time, and it's early morning. You can just get up and move out. He was quite reluctant at first. Yeah, even I was quite reluctant to do that, but desperate times, desperate measures, right? So then I did that, and maybe at 12 o'clock, 12:15 or something, I see the doors opening and new guests coming up, and Caesar is sleeping in an empty bunker, and those guys are like, okay, this is my bunker, why are you sleeping? And Caesar was so apologetic that he occupied somebody's bunker. And then we decided to have another plan where he can sleep or he can rest in the community hall. every hostel has this facility, like they have this community hall where if you're checked out and you still have some time for rest of the things as in activities, you can chill out in the community hall where there'll be a TV, there'll be this kitchen, there'll be games, you can do anything, and you can also make friends if you sit there for in the evening. And we went there and everybody were watching the match, and we saw Portugal lose and everybody was sad, and Caesar and me are like, okay, everybody's leaving. Okay, Caesar, you can rest here, not a problem. Maybe in the morning, just let me know if you were in trouble or something. And I went back to my bunker. I was completely tired. I slept after that. And in the morning, I get up and I see Caesar. How did you get the flight? And Caesar was like, yeah, dude, I got the flight. I didn't have a place to stay. Thanks for that. And that was a nice thing for me. Like, it's a nice story. It still remains in my mind even after a long time. Maybe 10 years, I can still tell about it. It was a nice one. And the next thing, the next day, my plan was to roam around the city. And in the evening, I have this Welcome to Zadar. That's the irony, right? I had booked Welcome to Zadar by the time I was leaving the city. So, so I'll go through the walking tour in the evening, Welcome to Zadar, and I'll take my bus back to my flight and airport, and I'll take the flight back to my home. Like, okay, fine. Then I checked out of the hostel and I meet a friend who I was watching football with, and Maren, she actually says that okay, even I checked out today. I'm going to Pula. Pula happens to be something more of a Rome kind of place where there is Colosseum built. It's something similar to how Colosseum is there in Rome. They built a replica of it in Pula, which is in Zadar, which is in Croatia, very near to Zadar, like 5 hours from Zadar. So, so she was like, okay, my boat is in the evening, so I don't have any other plans right now. If you want, no, it was the next day. There is a boat. Right now, I don't have any plans. What's your plan? I have this vocative talk happening now at 11 o'clock. I just want to go there. And I was like, yeah, I booked it, but my vocative talk is in the evening. And she was like, no, you can join the morning one. You can just tell them that you are attending the morning one. It's not a problem. And I went back and I had some food and maybe a potato roll or something. And I went back to the vocative talk where Maren was already, and like, okay, I met the guide, and here I was talking to him that I have booked in the evening and I'll be coming in the morning. Is it a problem? He said, no, it's not a problem. And we were like, okay, we were happy about it. And in the vocative talk, I got to know a lot about the Zadar's history, like the Roman Empire. There is a Roman Forum in the middle of the whole city, and there is a church of Saint Donatus or somebody which is quite big there, and there's also Cathedral of Saint Anastasia. I think the church which is in the middle, it is not church anymore. They made it an auditorium because of the acoustic brilliance of the whole thing. So it looks like a cylinder from outside. Just in front of the cylinder, there is this Roman Forum. You will actually get the feel of the Roman Empire even there. So, yeah, and there is this bell. I don't remember the name, but you can climb up to the top, up to the peak, and you can ring the bell once a hour or something. And that's very nice. And even the tour guide was actually recommending us to go there and do that activity because it's the view from the peak is very good and complete Zadar will be visible. So Yeah, and we went around. There were some different churches there, and we went to several cathedrals, and we went to this famous five well place. There is a place where you can find five wells at a single spot, and it's very nice. And the previous night, after I came back from the boat, I had been to this peninsula region, which is facing the sea, and there's this famous artist of Croatia. He developed music of oceans. So what he did is he added some pipes from the ocean, and the pipes would actually emit a kind of sound, which because of the movement of the ocean. So whenever there's a huge tide happening, you can hear a very loud noise from the pipes. It's called the sound music of oceans or something. And the same artist also developed this artificial sun. It is like a complete spherical thing in the middle of the harbor, where it takes in the complete sunlight from morning to evening, and in the evening it lights up to replicate sun, earth, Venus. There are different pieces of those spheres, spherical shaped, you can walk on it kind of places. It's nice, and I got to know what they were when I attended the tour, the third day, the last day, and it was nice. And he was telling a story where the music of ocean, it sounds a bit like whale. And several years back, a whale had really come near the whole harbor, thinking that another whale is giving a mating call or something, and it's very funny there. Yeah, and it's nice. And later, I spent a lot of time swimming in the ocean. Even Maren was swimming in the ocean, and it was so good. The ocean was quite hot. It's not a cold ocean, right? It's very hot there. So it's nice. And in the evening, I took the bus back to the airport, and I took the flight back. So yeah, this is the adventure. I'll add pictures of all the places here, and I this time I made sure that I give some space so that it'll be easier for me to add pictures when I edit the whole video. So yeah, that's nice, guys. If you're planning a trip to Croatia, don't think twice, do it. I recommend, but it's up to you guys. Maybe now or maybe never, I don't know. Yeah, take care, bye bye.